looking for those open spaces and opportunity. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The North Carolina offense returns to the field. Last time, David, it was 1-2-3 kick.
That last drive, that 3 and out, sometimes that puts your defense in a bad spot. You got to get a drive together here so you don't wear the defense out.
I just think, David, too predictable that last drive. They got to do something here to get this defense on their heels.
They're trying to get to him. He makes a catch. Building momentum, picking up a chunk of yardage, moving the chains out to the 34. Wants to throw on first down. Feeling some heat. Didn't have much of a choice there, but to get rid of it. Ball still spotted at the 34. It's 2nd and 10. Back to throw. It's Harold. This time he's got him. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. Assault continues. Caught near the sticks. It's Johnson. And they reacted well to the completion, but it was too late to keep them from getting the first down. The Tar Heels are moving quickly down the field. Moving the running back, forcing the defense to adjust. Working that left side now. They're ripping off chunks of yardage. They get it to the 33. A first down for the offense. He wants to throw. It's in. Complete, and he's lucky to get that one back. Almost intercepted. After misfiring, it's 2nd down. Pre-snap motion, quarterback trying to get a read. He's got him in the flat. Really nice job there by both guys to throw and the catch to work that defense and get the first down. And the Tar Heels come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Coming out on first down with the play fake. It's complete. They will score. Touchdown, North Carolina.
And what a nice start for this offense. The throw game getting working, getting the touchdown pass. This quarterback getting a little bit of confidence. This passing game getting in a rhythm. Nice start for this offense.
And we're all square as he's set to kick it away. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. Charlotte has the ball back. The 49ers offense will return to the field. Now they need to put something together to answer that last score.
There's a lot of pressure, too, on this offense to have to execute at a high level. They've got to score points there, but they can't go too fast because their defense right now is tied.
And I think that's the difficulty being a play caller. Like, I have to balance all of those things. My defense is a little bit tired. I can't put on the field, but I got to be aggressive because this is a back-and-forth type game, so a lot to process and think about.
Brown wants to pass. Pocket starts to collapse. The receiver was doubled, and they picked it off. Would have loved to have gotten a big return out of that one, but they'll take it first down at the 40. Couldn't order better field position for this offense. He'll come out throwing on first down. The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage. While we're only through one, these quarterbacks have been lighting up their stat lines. And now on 2nd down for this offense. Off the play fake. He's got his man. Oh, big juke to get past. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down.
And those long shots, man, I tell you what, it takes a little bit longer to develop. So as a quarterback, you know you got to buy a little bit of time. Mad respect, man. Hanging in there, knowing he's going to get hit, but still making the big play down the field.
They get him down, but not before he picks up 5 down to the 17-yard line. Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. He's looking to throw. And the defense makes a play, and they get the quarterback down at the 26. 3rd and long coming from the 27-yard line. You can make a field goal from here, just don't take a negative play. Trying to get to him. second time they've had to kick it away. The punt goes out of bounds, and a nice job to get them backed up. I think they'll spot it right around the 15. Charlotte will send the offense back onto the field. Mistakes are going to happen, as they did on that last drive. Now, how will they respond, Jesse?
And this is the kind of guy who's going to take full accountability. That was my bad. That's on me. I'm about to lead this offense now down the field of scoring offense.
Dang, Omar, I wish I would play with you. I didn't play with many quarterbacks that were just like, yeah, my bad. Hey, guys, I got this. Sorry about that. It was more, you should have ran a better route.
They get him on the ground after he gets enough to move the sticks. Now on 1st and 10 from the 27. Quarterback flips it ahead quickly to the receiver. And he's a real nowhere man tackled in this no-gain land. This offense has a second down plan. He's looking to throw. And the defense gets to the quarterback.
And I love playing man coverage on the back end, getting in those receivers' faces. Don't let them feel comfortable and run zone where they can find all these holes in the zone, and my rush can't get in.
And here comes the pressure, and there he goes down again. The clock has stopped, and we've reached the 2-minute warning before halftime. The 49ers will punt it away on 4th down. Let's see if he can help the coverage team out with this one. Fair catch called for and made. North Carolina has it back, and the Tar Heels so pleased to send the offense back out. They just didn't quite find the rhythm on that last drive, Jesse. They had to punt it.
I think they got to be more physical, David. I think up front they got to do a better job getting blocks and establishing this running game.
And how easy does football become if you're the more physical team? If you can threaten the run and then run play action, it opens up the whole offense at your disposal.
And the pressure gets to him. Down goes the quarterback. The number one job is to protect your quarterback, and they weren't able to do it long enough that time.
This offensive line, Reese, they've got to do a better job communicating pre-snap and try and figure out which people on defense are going to be rushing the passer. Right now, this offense just looks confused up front.
The offense will have to use its first time out of the half. Now facing a 3rd and long. To the air, it's Harrell. Just a short pass to the tight end. Referee signals timeout as the defense wanting to make sure that they have everything just right with a big play coming. 4th down, and the punt team sends it the other way. He'll call for the fair catch here. Charlotte has the ball back. The 49ers offense will return to the field. That last drive fizzled out, Jesse. They had to punt it.
Yeah, they did. And, David, they're just going to have to do a better job this time around erasing the mental mistakes.
And just trying to solve the defensive riddle, understanding what they're trying to do to you and attack it.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Twist his way through. Terrific job getting to him. There was nowhere to go. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. They line up with some serious work to do if they want to convert this one. Catch in the middle. It's McGowan. Makes the grab, and it's enough for the 1st down before he's dragged to the ground. Clock stops momentarily for the 1st down. They'll hurry to the line. They'll throw it on 1st down. Gets open down the middle.
Man, it's so important when you play QB. I got to know when to put some air on it, and I got to know when to rocket that thing in there. Work in the middle of the field. He knew he needed the rocket. Threw it in there. Great job, great catch.
Grab near the sticks. It's McGowan. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a 1st down for this offense. Quarterback checking the play. Going up top on 1st down. Pass on the way. It's picked off.
And this is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision-making.
Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. And he'll be run out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage. Not a very productive play there. Under a minute to play here in the 1st half, and the offense will take a knee, and that is how we'll first half. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Thanks, guys. A first half that saw a little bit of everything there in Charlotte.
And the 49ers will line up to kick off and start the second half. This will not be returnable as it sails out of the back of the end zone. The North Carolina offense returns to the field. First drive of the second half, always fun to watch. You see what type of tweaks were made at the half, especially when you're locked up in a ball game like this one.
Yeah, and it's been a good game. I mean, it's been a little bit of back and forth and a feeling out process. And now once you get in the second half, who's going to get aggressive, Palmer? Who's going to take some shots, try to make some plays?
And the Heat will get home, and the quarterback goes down at the 17.
The defense continues to have a great game. Both defenses have played well. These offenses are going to have to change something up, protect their quarterbacks a little bit better.
On 3rd and long, no secret what he needs here. The little soft flip pass falls incomplete. And the Tar Heels will send out the punt unit. 3 and out, and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. He's got great speed. There he goes. Open it up. You want to talk about dynamic ability to flip a field on display right there. And it was just about a return for a touchdown. Charlotte will send the offense back onto the field. The give to the tailback. And in a low-scoring game like this one, David, every possession is magnified.
And I think more than anything, it just gets frustrating. And you got to put that behind you. You got to see what this defense has been doing to be so successful. Palmer, now use it against them.
Yeah, David, I think for a play caller, this is tough, right? It's like you have to have the perfect plan just to get a first down. In these types of games, I think you're just trying to get guys out in space, see if a dude can break a tackle. Maybe that generates an explosive play, and it breaks this trend.
And the completion gives him a fresh set of downs and keeps this drive moving. The 49ers have it in scoring position on 1st and goal. Brown will throw it. He's got it. That completion will take it inside the 4, and the offense is threatening.
And man coverage, when they get up in your face, they make things hard. You want to be able to attack the whole field and get them leaning one direction and then break outside like you did there. Nice out route connection, nice chemistry between quarterback and wide receiver.
He's got it down to the 1-yard line right on the doorstep of Pater. And the 49ers racing to the line in a hurry-up. On 3rd and goal, they'll throw it. And that one is picked off in the end zone.
And that's just excellent coverage. Man, cover 1, nowhere to throw the football. Look at everybody playing man across the board, and you still got the safety in the middle of the field. Nobody open, and if I'm the QB, man, I don't need to force it. I don't force it into tight windows if it's not there. He throws it, unfortunately, gets the interception. Bad decision by the QB there.
Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. He's looking to throw. He makes the connection. And the catch was one thing, and the run even better. A big pickup on that one.
Well, we see another catch by this guy. This defense is going to need to do a better job of tackling the catch. In coverage, I know they want to slap the ball away, but if you can't do it and force the incompletion.
And they got him. They'll get him down for the sack.
You can just see the excitement this defense has every play. They're almost wishing this quarterback drops back to throw because they know they're going to get home to him. That's the 6th.
And the defense gets loose, bringing the Heat, and down he goes again.
And the defense comes up with the sacks. And this defense has been dialed in all day. Really, really good job. This offense is going to have to find something different, do something to try to stretch this D and make them feel uncomfortable.
And we might as well state the obvious. 1st and 2nd down didn't work out. 3rd and very long. He'll try to do it himself. Good run on the play, and he slides to avoid the hit. The Tar Heels decide to punt it away. They've been busy out there to punt for the 5th time today. Another punt on the way. Got to make sure those hammies and glutes all activated. Don't want any muscle pulls from overuse. sledding has been tough. Scores have been at a premium, Jesse, and every possession seems like it could switch the momentum of the game.
Yeah, Reese, for this offense, just feels like they just haven't been as physical. For this offensive coordinator, David, he's having to go deep into the playbook just to try to generate a first down.
Well, and the good thing is there's not a ton of game pressure because the other side's not scoring either. But if you can find that one thing get that one positive play, and then maybe you get those juices going and something can start to build.
Man, this quarterback is living dangerously right now. Obviously, he threw a pick on the last drive. He's trying to complete that throw, but the defender gets a hand on it, tips it up in the air. That's oh-no. That is an oh-no situation. They're lucky that one hit the ground.
As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. They'll go with the running game on 4th down here. He's run out of bounds, but not before turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down. We've reached the end of the 3rd quarter, and we have a potential classic on our hands, all tied up as we take a peek at the stats. They'll start the drive here with first down to open this period. On the ground, it's McGowan. And he'll step across the sidelines after making a good gain on that one. They say you could call holding on every play. Well, they did on that one. First down here for the offense. Brown wants to pass. He's got the back in the middle. Several defenders get an assist on that tackle. The 49ers want to pick up the tempo. Quarterback changing the plays at the line. The give out of the gun. Tackled, but he has a first down. And the 49ers are marching down the field. Comes out throwing on first down. Zings it complete to the right.
Yeah, and you see running backs in today's football, they play the wide receiver basically for you, but you got to find a guy that you can throw it to, and you know he's going to catch the ball consistently.
The 49ers are in the red zone. They'll run it in the red zone. It's McGowan. Slammed to the ground, but not before he gets the first down. Inside the 15, first and 10 from the 14. Might as well run him until they stop him. He's got it again.
It's all tied up. This offensive line, they want the pressure. They want everything to go through them here. They're saying, look, let's just run the ball. Let's get this thing down closer and closer to the goal line. Let's bleed some clock and put ourselves in position to win.
Guys, this is the kind of finish we hoped for. Tie game. Offense with a chance to grab the lead in the waning moments. And they take a knee to set up the kicker, and they'll try to knock through a field goal to win this one. Timeout called here by the defense. It's their first of the half. Can the D deny them on 2nd and goal? Go straight ahead. Nice, solid form tackle from this sophomore. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. If they can pay off this 3rd and goal with a touchdown, it might be touchdown Charlotte. And with that, they move out front here in the 4th.
What a great game, tied late in the ballgame. Who's going to make the big play? They come up with it late, take the lead. Nice execution. It's hard to execute in these moments. People get tight. The score's tied late in the game. I don't want to mess up, but this offense doesn't worry about messing up. They put the ball in the end zone and take the lead.
And the coverage team gets the returner on the ground. North Carolina has it back, and the Tar Heels so pleased to send the offense back out. There's plenty of time to work with here, but they have to be highly efficient in their attack, Jesse.
So it comes down to the quarterback position too, Reese. Don't let the moment get too big. Play within yourself, David, because this guy's practiced this situation before.
No doubt. Use the sidelines. They're your friend. I don't so I can stop that clock for a little bit and possibly use my timeouts.
IndyCar tempo as they head to the line for this third down play. Clock running. Back to pass, it's Harold. Fires into traffic, picked off. And with the interception, he'll take it all the way back. Touchdown, Charlotte.
Man, what a play by this defense. You're trying to get the ball back to your offense, trying to salt this game away and get the win. Not only do you create the turnover, you get the touchdown. Now you take a 2-score lead late in this ball game. This defense just stepped up in a big moment.
Looks like he's going to try to return it. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The North Carolina offense returns to the field. Well, the good news is they threw a touchdown pass last time. It was just to the wrong team, Jesse.
Well, that's an unfortunate part of the game for quarterbacks, but guess what? They do happen. So you've got to be able to turn the page here and lead this offense.
Well, I think you know this defense is going to be aggressive. They're going to jump routes. They're going to play aggressive. You got to take advantage of that. Maybe use that this time to your advantage.
Second down coming up. He's looking to throw. Coming after him. They're bringing heat. And that's just a flat misfire, not even close to his receiver. Facing a third down and short from the 26. They'll try to get it through the air. That pass is well off target. He got hit as he was trying to throw, and they can't convert on third down.
This offensive line is not going to like watching the film back tomorrow when they get the opportunity, because they have gotten beat time and time again up front, especially in passing situations. All of the hits, all of the sacks this quarterback has taken is the biggest reason why they're going to lose this game.
The offense takes a timeout with 30 seconds left. And the Tar Heels have it with a 1st and 10. He's going to pass. Chucked it away just as he was hit. Hit hard just as he released it on 1st down and just couldn't get it to the receiver. They'll line up for a 2nd down play. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. And there was nowhere to go for this quarterback, and down he goes. Every second is meaningful, and they save a few of them with the spike. Down by multiple possessions, you can't come up empty on this drive. They'll go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. He wants a big play here late. And he intercepts it. Taking it the other way. At the 30. He steps out of bounds, but not only does he get the ball back, what a return to set up his offense. And after this play, the cake will be baked. Trying to find his man on 1st down. Going to try to pop one on the screen. And they wrap him up, but not before he's got enough for the 1st down. They won the game today. That's 2 in a row. If they win the next one, it's called a winning streak. It's been done before.
And we're seeing the identity of this team coming to fruition. Just get the sense they're finding out who they are, what they're about, what they're going to do schematically, and who their big playmakers are.
Which is tough to do, right? It's tough to grow throughout a season and understand who you are. But when you stack wins week after week on top of each other and start to have success, you start to grow as an identity and you start to understand who you are.
So that's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis saying so long. This has been another presentation of to Provo, Utah, Lavelle Edwards Stadium, home to the 1984 national champion BYU Cougars, and this, one of the more intimidating venues in all of college football. What a game and what potential drama we have in store. You've seen this script before. Top 10 team goes into a cauldron of emotion on the road and just hopes to be able to get out and tell about it. As we'll see the number 9 team in the country, the Charlotte 49ers, taking on a team from the Big 12, the BYU Cougars. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, and Jesse Palmer with me. Guys, it's time to get it going. BYU about to kick it off as we get this game started. And it'll come out to the 25, no attempt at a return. So the Charlotte 49ers offense will get the first possession of the game. And here's the man they rally around, and he has earned that type of respect, David.
You dang right. You earn it by doing it, and he's done it at such a high level. Everyone believes in this young man, and Palmer, there's a reason why.
You're right, David. He's been in the big moments, and he's won the big games. This guy delivers when the game is on the line.
The offense lining up for a first down play. On the run, it's Norton. Picks up a useful 5-yard chunk out to the 30-yard line. Really important for a ranked team going into a hostile environment like this one, not to give the underdog reason to believe.
Yes, reason to believe, and don't give the fans reason to get jacked up and excited. Come out early, be in a business mode mindset.
You got to start fast. You got to have a sense of urgency. You cannot come sleepwalking into an environment like this, because if you do and you make some mistakes, this crowd will pounce on you and seize momentum.
Just nowhere to go against this defense to find that single yard he needed on third down. So the last thing you want to do is start the game, first drive, go 3 and out. They won't do that here. They might go 4 and out, but they'll try to convert here. They wrestle him to the ground, but he's got plenty for a first down.
There are not a lot of head coaches that I think are willing on their opening drive to go for it on 4th down, especially in that kind of field position. But this head coach ain't scared, and he believes in his running back. He believes in his offensive line to go pick it up, and that's exactly what they did.
And the 49ers have it with a 1st and 10. Got him looking run. He wants to throw. Gonna take a shot. And incomplete on the deep ball. Here comes the offense on 2nd down.
And guys, if I'm on offense, I am staying aggressive. I know you didn't connect there, but make sure you keep testing this.
He's going for a big play downfield. Hits him in stride inside the 10. Touchdown 49ers. Made the grab and finished the deal in the end zone.
And how about the tight end showing off the athletic ability? Does a great job in the blocking game. Now, when you need to make a big play in the passing game, you just turn him loose, throw him the football. Make big plays like he did right here.
And the PAT makes it 7-0. So that was a 6-play, 75-yard drive. And they cover the final 54 yards with the explosive play in the passing game for 6. On the move from inside his 5. And good work by the coverage team to knock down the return man. So BYU's offense will have its first possession of the game. As we take a look at our impact players for this game, David, what do you look for to make an impact from your leaders?
Your leaders not only have to lead the football team, but they got to step up and make plays on the field, keep everybody calm. These guys typically do a really good job of it.
Yeah, David, and they also generally set the tone for their respective football teams. Regardless of which side of the ball they play on, the teammates look towards them to step up in big games like this.
He'll do it himself. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
You know when you're playing against a defense of this caliber, you're going to have some sort of balance, right? You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it.
Oh, and he gets downfield for the big catch. Oh, look out, there he goes. Slippery slide, find his way and ran away from the crowd into the end zone. Touchdown, BYU.
saw it work out exactly that way right there.
Charlotte will send the offense back onto the field. That last drive really productive. David wound up with a touchdown. They'll try to do it again.
Yeah, so I'm
Looking to take a shot. Wide open. He makes the catch. Flying out to the left. Touchdown Niners. And once he got loose, it was all over.
In the modern era of college football, you're seeing more and more athletic tight ends, like what you just saw right there. The defense had no chance covering that guy down the field. He makes them look silly on his way in for the long touchdown.
And he takes this from inside the 5. And the returner will be knocked down. BYU has it back. The Cougars ready to get into that playbook. Jesse, a very productive drive last time, wound up with a touchdown.
Yeah, mixing and matching plays.
And the pressure gets him back at the 8-yard line. They'll try to keep that sack from wrecking this drive here on 2nd and 15. To the air, it's Retzlaff. Finds his tight end. And a good job of coverage by that defense, just a short pickup. You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20.
And he gets home again, continuing his production. Last week, 2 sacks. This week, already a sack in the first half. This guy has been on a sack terror.
Looks as if BYU will have to punt it away. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. He gets a block. Really explosive when he gets his hands on the ball, and he found a couple of crevices and made a nice game before being run out of bounds. Charlotte has the ball back. The 49ers offense will return to the field. They torched this defense with an explosive passing play for a score last time out. Let's see if they go right back at him. Grabbed in the middle. It's McGowan. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down.
Guys out of the backfield now, it's not just run the ball downhill anymore. You got to be versatile. I got to be able to trust you in the pass game, and I got to be able to throw you the football, and you can do that right there. I know you're going to catch it, and I can depend on it.
Now the pitch. Got some room, headed to the goal line. Touchdown, Charlotte. And once he got away from the D, they had no shot at catching him. Getting set for the point after. And the extra point puts them on top 21-7. That drive took no time at all. A couple of plays and finished it with a long run for the touchdown. He'll start the return inside his 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. The BYU offense headed back out to go on the attack. Boy, 3 and out last time, David. They'd like to be more productive this time around.
Yeah, in the last drive, nothing really clicked. No rhythm. Got off the field really, really quickly. They need to put something together here, Palmer.
Yeah, David, bad execution on that last drive, so they got to take a collective breath and start playing like a unit.
And I tell you what, I'm always keeping track as a defensive coordinator of where they're running the football. You can see they ran it to the right. Do they like this matchup? Is the right side of their offensive line really good? I'm going to be paying attention to that because that's a big game. I got to make sure I shut this down the next time they run it.
And here comes the offense on 2nd down. To the air. It's Retzlaff. Floats it out in space. They make the stop, and that's how the first quarter will end. Time has expired here in the quarter, and it's Charlotte on top. Really strong performance so far to be able to build a lead here in the first period as we look at the stats. Off the RPO, complete.
I like the decision by the quarterback here. Just get the ball out of your hands, get it to your playmaker. A lot of times he'll dance and make even bigger plays than he did here, but it was still a springs to the football like that. Good luck. No holes anywhere.
They try to pop a run on the draw. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. And they're going to head out to line up for a field goal. Knocked it right through, showing that big range from 48 yards out. So the kickoff team is out there ready to boot it away after putting up a field goal. Let's see what the defense can do. On the run from inside his own 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Charlotte will send the offense back onto the field. Boy, David, they would love to stack another touchdown on top of that last drive.
And this offense did such a good job on the last drive. Everything in rhythm, moved the ball down the field, didn't make those mistakes, Jesse, and they need to do it again on this one.
Yeah, you're right. They had the defense on their heels. You wonder what sort of communication was going on that sideline. What sort of changes were they able to make, because they got to stop the bleeding right now.
That's caught. It's Thomas. And he almost ran away from everybody on that. Pickup on that play. Now on first down from the 43-yard line. He's looking to throw it. Using the quick game. Found enough room to get it into enemy territory. They're down at the 43-yard line. The 49ers moving quickly to the line.
And this has got to be so demoralizing for this defense right now. Having given up multiple first downs on this drive, somebody on defense has to step up, make a play, and stop the bleeding.
On second down, looking again to throw. And the quarterback runs out of time, and down he goes at the 38. Ball at the 38, the defense will try to get a stop on third and short. From the gun, wants to pass. He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete, and fourth down's coming.
Third and short in college football today, you see so much more pass than you used to. The offense stays aggressive, and I think they stay aggressive because they know they're in field goal range. They got that 3 in their back pocket.
Tackle is made after the first down. As we reach the 2-minute warning, they'll need to try to get a stop to keep this thing from getting out of hand. To the air on first down. Pressure coming. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
Doesn't take this defense a lot of time to get to the quarterback, man. They've got speed all over the place. They hit him so quickly, and because of that, the ball falls incomplete.
Slips through his hands and incomplete, and they had everything set up for the screen except the catch. This drive was clicking along, but after a couple of misfires, threatening to stall out on 3rd and 10.
Nice job by the defense. They're mixing up their look. They're 3rd and long in field goal range. They go zone coverage, so everybody on the back end has the eye on the quarterback, and they're able to break on the ball, force the incompletion.
And they can't make the connection on 4th down, and they'll turn it over. On first down, here comes this offense. Looking to move it through the air. He's right on target. And he was just a couple of steps away from taking that one even further after the catch. Took just one play and they got it almost to midfield. First down from the 49. He wants to throw. Still looking. Takes a hit as he fires. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Looking for a man. It's Retzlaff. Had to throw it before he wanted. That pass is incomplete, and they're probably fortunate that it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. A strike downfield. And they are pushing the ball down the field. A big pickup on that one, and the tackle is finally made.
And the quarterback knew exactly where he wanted to go with the football, had time, spins the ball deep. Nice job by this offense, understanding what the defense is giving them and creating the explosive play.
How about that play to get a hand in there and force the incompletion?
That is a great example of the D-line playing with tremendous awareness. That player knew he was not going to get to the quarterback, wasn't going to sack him. So he slowed himself down, got under control, located the quarterback, and then got his big paws in the air to knock it away.
In 2nd and 10, he'll throw again. He's got it on the move. He'll get it all the way down to the 8-yard line, and the defense is feeling the heat. There's a timeout called as this offense tries to find a way to draw a little closer. Wants to pass. Got it. And he will score. Touchdown, Cougar.
Quarterback's ability to read the field is huge. And also the anticipation, the time to be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone. That was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. Just about 30 seconds to go, and you want to score, but the last thing you need to do is give up a cheapie. Showing the arm strength down the left side. And that'll be incomplete. They tried to hit him with a big one on 1st down. After missing the connection last time, it's 2nd and 10 from the 22. Got his man quickly. He gets those chains moving, gets it out to the 42-yard line. Quick timeout from the offense to save precious seconds. They'll throw it on 1st down. He tries to take the top off. And the DB right with him to knock it away. Quarterback stands alone, all wide receivers. Brown will throw it. Nice defensive play to get a hand in there and knock it away. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. On 3rd down, going up top. It's complete. He gets it oh so close to the 1st down marker, but I think he's going to be a touch short. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Makes the grab, and he's got the 1st. And they finally get him to the ground. An easy conversion for this offense. Defense not exactly the perfect 4th down call there. And the 49ers will boot it away to start the 2nd half. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. BYU has it back. The Cougars ready to get into that playbook. They had a really productive 1st half, but in a game like this, they better keep it up.
You know, at halftime, the offense and defense separate, and they kind of go over their own adjustments. You know the offense was saying to themselves very quietly, guys, we're not going to stop anybody. We got to keep scoring if we're going to win this game. So the pressure's on them here in the 2nd half, David.
Yeah, and you get the ball first. And so it's been a high-scoring 1st half. You get to go out here now and make a statement. Start this half, say, listen, we're going to keep scoring points, and then maybe help alleviate some of that pressure on your defense.
They need something that goes forward this time on 2nd and long from the 14. He's looking to throw. Caught in the backfield, it's Bauer. He's brought down, solid pickup, but a little bit short of the 1st down. They'll need to convert this 3rd down from their own 22 to get this drive jump-started. From the gun, wants to pass. Got it in the middle, it's Davis. And they finally haul him down, but not before the good catch and run. The Cougars cover the line in the hurry-up.
Great job by the running back on this play. It's a big 3rd down, and his ability to catch the ball, turn around, get north, make a guy miss, and go move the sticks. Awesome individual effort.
They'll try again on 2nd down after the incompletion. Looking to throw, it's Retzlaff. Pressure's there, and he gets rid of it. That pass is incomplete, and they might be fortunate it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. It'll be 3rd down. Secondary walks up on the line, showing press coverage. He's missed 3 in a row now with that last incompletion. BYU will bring the punt team on the field. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. Charlotte has the ball back. The 49ers offense will return to the field. This drive will start from the 19-yard line. Give to the single back. On the move at the 30. He finally goes out of bounds, but you better check that laundry on the field. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. First down for this offense. They go to the ground. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down. They'll run this play from the pistol. Quarterback touch pass on the jet sweep. Makes a man miss. And he broke one tackle on the way to a solid pickup there.
Well, and on these little push passes, timing is so important. You're trying to snap it right as he's getting a full head of steam. When he gets the ball, he's hitting the outside, and David, it puts the defense in such a difficult spot.
You immediately have to be rotating when you see that motion, so everybody's got to communicate and kind of bump over. That's why offenses love to run it. It makes the defense communicate and see if you can just get them out of a spot.
It's so nice as an offense to know you can generate explosive plays by handing the football off to this guy. He has got incredible speed.
Quarterback checking off. Leaves it with the back. We'll give him a couple on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up. Win with the running game on first down, now back at it.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
This feels like 4-down territory, 3rd and short from the 40. Looking for space. It's Norton. Just what they'd hoped for on 3rd down as they've got a first at the 32. The 49ers come to the line with a new set of downs. Looking to go up top on first down. Quickly complete. Open runway ahead. The stop is made, but this offense is threatening. 1st and goal from the 9. Good job by the receiver there not to run into coverage, but to find a spot that the quarterback could throw him the ball.
Yeah, on those types of routes, Reese, they say if you're looking, you're booking. So if that's man coverage, the receiver's staring at the quarterback all the way across the field. That time, the receiver didn't give the quarterback his eyes, so they were on the same page. They both knew it was zone, and they executed that perfectly.
The run up the middle, trying to power to the goal line. They get him on the ground at the 3-yard line, but this defense is taking some punches. Keeping it on the ground on 3rd and goal. Touchdown, Charlotte! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
And I love it. I love the physicality of this offense. It's 3rd and goal. I trust my offensive line to pave the way, give the ball to my running back, and know he's going to physically punch this thing into the end zone.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The BYU offense headed back out to go on the attack. David, the punter got some work last time. They'd like to keep him on the sidelines in this drive.
Yeah, it's not something you want to say very often. You don't want the punter out there. This offense needs to get back lathered up and get a little bit more of a rhythm.
Best way to do that, identify.
Going over the top. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it. Line getting set on 2nd down. To throw, it's Retzlaff. Getting some heat. Good job to toss that ball out of bounds and avoid the loss. 3rd down, and this offense is already in a world of trouble. They could really use a conversion, not to mention multiple scores. From the gun, wants to pass. And the pressure gets him back at the 8-yard line. so far as you check out their numbers. Down by multiple possessions, they can't come up empty on this drive in the fourth quarter. They'll go for it on fourth down. He's going to let one fly down the middle. It's incomplete, and they desperately needed to keep that drive going, and they couldn't make the connection. And the offense is out on the field with a first and goal. They'll run the option. He'll pitch it. Touchdown, 49ers! And they take it in for 6 more points. They tack a little more onto this lead, and they're on their way to a 3-0 start. Offense did exactly what it's supposed to do with a start like that one.
When you're set up with that field position, you're thinking touchdowns. You're not thinking field goals. It's exactly what the offense does. Takes advantage of great field position.
And he did make that extra point, no issue with the treacherous footing. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. He thought about bringing that out for a half second, but he'll take a knee and they'll bring it to the 25. BYU has it back. The Cougars ready to get into that playbook. They were really aggressive going for it in their own end last time. It put them in a tough spot, David.
Yeah, aggressive, reckless. They got to find the balance with this all.
It's complete. A huge pickup. Defense caught out of position, and they get him down finally at the 38.
Man, I love this guy's toughness. All game long, he's been getting hit. He's been sacked multiple times, and here we are late in the game. He's still staring down the barrel.
And the heat gets home. They knock him down back at the 45. BYU lines up quickly.
And I tell you what, this defense, they've heard all about how great this quarterback is. They came in today with a mission, with a purpose. They've been flying around, harassing him, and making life so hard in this offense.
And this defense is a half a beat behind. They just can't quite keep up. They've got it down to the 21.
And a big key on that throw to the slot receiver, guys, is putting the ball out in front. The location of the throw is what helped that guy get extra yards.
Fires a bullet. Now it's picked off. They didn't give him much of a chance to make that play even bigger, but the turnover has him set up at the 16. First down here for the offense. Now the quarterback changing the original play call. Wants to throw on first down. Caught over the middle. It's Thomas. They make the stop after the catch, and still some work to do to pick up that first down. On second down, he's looking downfield. Finds his man. He stopped quickly, but not before he has enough for the first down. And now a fresh set of downs for this offense. He'll come out throwing on first down. He unleashes a long one. He's got it inside the 25. Touchdown, Niners. And the punishment has been extended. That lead's a little more comfortable now as they close in on a victory here in week 3.
Salt into her wound, right? Late in the... Run the football, run this game out? No, sir. I'm going to continue to pad my stats, find my receiver out wide, and give me another touchdown.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The BYU offense headed back out to go on the attack. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick. He's got it downfield for a huge gain. And he'll haul it in and take it to the end zone. Touchdown, Cougar!
And this receiver is on fire. He's got all the skills you look for in a big-time target. That's already his second touchdown of the game.
And the extra point was good to finish things off. That kind of drive will boost your confidence. One play, hit the big pass, put a touchdown on the board. That's why they they call them the hands team. They're able to secure the onside kick. First down here with time for maybe one more play until the 2-minute warning. Wasting no time throwing on this drive. And the ball is intercepted. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and we see miracles in college football all of the time, and they could use one here. They're trying to get to it. And the freshman will chalk up a sack. Now they've got to hustle to the line and get set. Scanning the field, it's Retzlaff. Feeling some heat. Didn't put much on that one, and it's incomplete.
At this point of the game in the fourth quarter, it is going to be tough for this offense to get some completions here because now, trailing by this much, the defense is expecting pass, and they're putting a whole bunch of extra DBs on the field to help them out in coverage.
The throw. It's complete to the left. And sure, tackling there to keep him from getting to the first down marker. Coach has no choice here. The offense has to stay on the field, down multiple possessions this late. Fourth down attempt coming. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Makes the grab well past the sticks. And not much of a fourth down gamble when it's that much of a sure thing. An easy conversion for this offense. They're threatening to score, and they'll throw it. Makes the grab. It's Phillips. And he'll run across the sidelines after the good gain. Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. They're going to throw it again. Pocket starts to collapse. They get enough rush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20. The clock will stop with this timeout from the offense. They'll get a chance to regroup on the sideline. Fires deep toward the end zone. And that ball was in harm's way, and he is lucky to get that one back. On 4th and 9, the offense will stay on the field. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Ball into the end zone, and it's intercepted. Takes it the other way. Great job by the freshman. Kept his eyes in the right place and made the play.
Heat up them pass rushers, bring in them DBs. That's what I'm doing in this situation. When I got the lead by a couple scores late in the ball game in the fourth quarter, I'm going to rush the passer like crazy. I'm going to put all those DBs back playing the pass. That's what happened. Great job understanding they're going to have to take shots. We get the interception. This one's almost out.
And he doesn't find much running room. A short gain on the play.
It's a great play there by the defense, stopping that run. But now with less than a minute to go, you got to use your timeout. You got to try and conserve as much clock as possible to give yourself a chance to win.
He wants to throw here on second down. Fires to the tight end. And he's to the 48-yard line. That'll be good enough for a first down. And the 49ers want to move quickly. Fast motion from the offense. Quick touch pass to the receiver. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Got to give the defense credit. Watching film, anticipating. They knew that this offense had this play in their back pocket. They knew about the speed of this wide receiver and different ways they were going to try to get him involved.
Lets it fly. Final shot falls to the turf, and that'll be the ball game. Guys, this is a really good win for this ball club as they put together consecutive victories.
And in this season, that's what you got to do. You got to put together good weeks, build on each other, build that momentum, continue to grow as the season goes on.
Yeah, David, it's all about building confidence, and it's really important for these players to go out, work hard in practice, and see that hard work really pay itself